Alright, so I'm making this video, be an off-the-cuff video that it's my first video. So, something weird happened to me the other day. I was on YouTube, making comments, yada yada, blah blah blah. And, got this really weird response from one of my comments. I was called an NPC and a fake nerd. And basically implied that I was an SJW. The video that this was on was a Atheism is Unstoppable video on his second channel. So AIU2 or Atheism is Unstoppable 2. Whatever, how he puts it. I'm a patron supporter of Atheism is Unstoppable. Been for a couple months now. $5, nothing big. But, so I made a comment on there. Last place I expected to get attacked like by like somebody, some identity politics stuff and everything. Making a comment because he said something about like he was going into Steve Shives about, well, it's racist because if Spock was black, it would definitely be racist, and he goes on, well, it's not racist because Vulcans and humans aren't the same species, so it'd be more speciesist or anything. Well, which prompts me to respond in a comment post saying, hey, technically if they can interbreed and produce fertile children, that means they have the same number of chromosomes, thus making them the same species. I got a response that was, I would say kind of attacking me. Like, just jumped down my throat right off the bat. It was saying, somebody, Jim, whoever the fuck, I don't get it. It was some weird last name. But he kind of jumped on my throat and said, no, they use genetic engineering. So get out of here, you fucking fake nerd, going off on me, calling me an NPC, and just kind of like a little bit there. And I was just like, all right, fair enough. I know where you get the genetic engineering from. It's from Enterprise. Not a big fan of Enterprise. I think it breaks the canon and lore too much of Star Trek to really get into it. So I've never really paid attention to anything in there. Said, don't really think Enterprise should be brought into the conversation because it breaks lore. I get a whole fucking full of it of Enterprise is the third best Star Trek, yada yada, just go watch STD, and because that seems like it'd definitely be down your alley. And I'm like, well, STD fucking sucks. Here's my list of fucking Star Trek. I started off with DS9, it's definitely one of my favorite Star Treks. TNG's second, definitely. TOS, up there too. Those are like my top three Star Trek. And I put Voyager at the bottom, one of the bottoms. That'll come in. So he's like, his response to that, I think I also told him to stop being triggered like an SJW. And his response to that was something along the lines of, DS9 and Voyager are SJW fucking series that are the worst, and they should never be, and if you like them, you're fucking shill. You just go watch STD, that's your thing anyways, or watch Harry Potter and Game of Thrones, which I mean, like, okay, season 7 of Game of Thrones, I can see why you're saying that it's more of a SJW thing, but it was good in the beginning. Fuck off with that. If anybody disagrees with me, fuck you. I'm the authority. My video. So, at this point, I'm kind of just like, I don't believe I said anything much more after that. Oh yeah, that's when I definitely said. Oh, and he said something about like what was it? Because my next response was something like along the lines of yeah, because attacking people for making a comment is definitely not an SJW tactic, right? I just think it's interesting that. Actually, I think it's the first time I made a comment on atheism as unstoppable ever. And I get called a fucking SJW. APC. Really. Fake nerd. Which it brings me to my next point. My new secondary channel, I'm going to start calling The Fake Nerd. That was a fucking good name. Look, a brilliant ass name. Gonna own that shit. Alright. I think that's the end of my rant. My first video, so like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. Fuck you if you don't.